Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for joining us both today.
Absolutely. We've actually got quite a few people listening now, which is incredible.
Really, really
I think
exciting.
we're nearly at 200 listens.
Nice, nice.
Exciting.
That
So
is
exciting.
exciting.
Thanks for
Yeah,
listening. Thanks for
yeah,
coming back if
thanks
you keep
for
coming back. We appreciate you listening to us babble on.
hopefully you're finding some kind of useful information to take away from it. Fingers crossed.
Yep, let's hope.
So today we're going to be talking a little bit about kind of nutrition and our hormones and our menstrual cycle. So the affirmation for today is I nourish my body with foods that support my cycle and well-being while also listening to its needs and honoring them with kindness.
Yeah, I'm not going to say this is a good one today because they're all good and I say that every week. I need to change up my lines. Um, but um, it's obviously this is quite a big one because well, most people listening have some sort of cycle. Even if you don't bleed, you'll have some sort of hormones going on in and around your body. So, I think nutrition around this is actually quite a big thing. Um, Not that necessarily people follow it, but when you kind of start doing things towards it, it has some sort of impact. Obviously, depending on how high your hormones are and things, but I think the more you eat like processed foods, the worse you feel, and you already feel inflamed and horrible anyway, right? So the more that's going to make you feel even more sluggish and have no energy and blah. Whereas if you can start to learn to, even if you don't want them at the time, but if you can start to be like, actually, maybe I'll incorporate a bit of this, like fruits and vegetables, depending on what it is, around that time, it will start to make a difference.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know for myself, like if I'm due on and then the week before my period, I go out for dinner and I have something more processed or, like a pizza or deep fried chicken or whatever. I'm so much more bloated. My body takes it so much longer. It feels like to digest it, and I just feel more sluggish. Whereas it was like the week after my period. Not saying that it's still the best thing to eat, because of course it's
Hmm.
not, but my body can actually tolerate it a lot more, because it's not so inflamed and hasn't got as much water retention, all that kind of stuff. So it's just from like an actual experience kind of point of view, it is really interesting because it really does have an impact on how you feel for sure.
And I think the more you take note of how you feel, like you have realized that when you go out, actually eating a pizza on that week makes you feel more bloated, that maybe you go, actually, do I really fancy that? Or can I pick some, like you can still go out for dinner, but maybe it might change your mind and you might choose something different because you know how your body's probably going to react and how you're going to feel. Like
Mm.
it might take a while, but after when you start realizing, you tend to go, oh no, actually, that's no, I'm going to change my mind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe like keep a bit of a track over the next few months, see how your body reacts to things, and see how you feel. Because if you want to go out for dinner and have something and you feel a little bit bad, but it's manageable, then that's totally your prerogative,
Hmm.
right? But if you're
Absolutely.
finding that you're constantly feeling really bad and you want to feel better and all these things, then maybe track it and yeah, see where the triggers are or what's triggering you.
Absolutely. There's quite a few apps where you can track how you're feeling and stuff. So like a lot of the girls that I train, they use Fitter Women, but I know there's one called like Flow. You can do them on like your, I don't know, Garmin app and Samsung Health, and I'm sure iPhone probably, Apple probably have one as well. Um, so it's always a good idea to, if you want to know what's impacting how you feel, a good thing to track
Mm,
in
definitely.
that as well.
And
Um,
just tracking
but
your
yeah.
menstrual cycle in general is pretty good. Like I just use P Tracker. I don't know why I picked that one, but it's free, I think, so I picked it a while ago. And I don't log how I feel on there anymore because I tend to just kind of know. Rough, it is
Hmm.
slightly different every month, but I kind of know. But yeah, like you say, you can literally log all your symptoms, so you can go back and see over the last few months. And yeah, it's just a good way. But yeah.
Absolutely. So different
So
foods you can look at. So you've got things you want to be adding. So say where your body's so inflamed, you want to be adding more foods in that have like anti-inflammatory properties to them, and things like more antioxidants and things like that. So obviously I know you're a pro at nutrition here, Em, but what we've got some things. So you could have like things like salmon, tuna, mixed nuts and seeds, like any type of berries, and things like green tea and extra virgin olive oil, which help, especially when you're like in your menstrual cycle and you've got like cramps and things. They're supposed to be there to help reduce the inflammation whilst you have those cramps, because as we know, they are not the nicest things. And some people obviously get them worse than others. So if you can do anything to help them, try it.
Definitely. It's basically the Mediterranean diet, right? It's like all your
Mm,
vegetables, all your fruits, your nuts and seeds, your legumes, whole grains, your fish, your seafood, poultry, dairy, herbs and spices, your healthy fats. Like all of those things are really, really good to be eating. And I suppose what we're saying is like, don't eat these things just for the 1 week because
no.
like you're kind of defeating the object. Like you kind of want to be getting your nutrition. You want to be eating this way most of the time, right? And then kind of having little things in moderation. But I suppose even more so, like removing the foods that are going to cause the inflammation in your body during
Hmm.
that week before or the week of. Um, so yeah, like your dairy, your red meats, your trans fats, your processed oils, processed sugars, alcohol, that's definitely one. Your artificial sweeteners, your wheat, all your deep fried foods, all of that kind of stuff. Um, you don't have to completely cut it out, of course, but they're just the foods that are going to make you more inflamed. So it's just about having a little bit less of those around that time, which is kind of difficult because that's when we crave those foods as well, right? That's when we kind of our
Hmm.
cravings are at its highest and we want to eat all of that stuff. So it is really hard when our body's kind of and our mind's like working against us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's horrible, isn't it? When like your estrogen levels like drop and stuff, like where it then makes you tired and stuff. You can't be asked, so then you don't want to do half of this stuff either, do
Hmm.
you? Because you're battling with one being extra hungry and two being like I'm tired, so I can't be bothered. Like, so your instant thing is to be like, oh, what can I just chuck in the microwave, or what can I order a takeaway because can't be bothered to cook, especially if you're the one that's running around after everyone, cooking for everyone and doing everything for everyone. I know that that's not everyone's case, but some
Mm.
people have other halves that don't do the cooking and stuff. Like, so it is on you. And then when you get to it, you're like, well, I can't be asked now because it's me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I suppose one thing you could do is like bulk bulk batch cook. And then if you do, when you do get to that week, if you have those moments, like at least you've got something you can maybe grab out of the freezer that's
Mm,
delicious but ready, like homemade, got all those whole foods in. But yeah, like you say, you just grab it out of the freezer in the morning, pop it in the fridge, and then you're ready to go in the evening. Like have some backup options to like support
yeah.
yourself. Maybe that might be an
Literally,
idea.
like every time you make a bolognese, make like 10 portions and then you can keep five for like go in and jump in whenever you need them. Like, well, that was extreme, but
Yeah,
like,
depends
do
on
you
where
know
your
what I mean?
freezer is,
Like,
but yeah.
have an extra one. Oh, yeah, because I got like no freezer space, but yeah. But if you have that option, yeah, do an extra one and then make that build up every time you make a meal, an extra one, an extra one. And then on that week where you can't be bothered, you've got like five or six different meals like in a freezer bag that you can just bring out, can't you?
Mm, yeah, definitely. And I think that's the thing with like, because you do actually need more calories as well.
Hmm.
Like I always find the week before, like sometimes it's not all the time. Like I think we think it's going to be exactly the same every month, right? But sometimes
And
I
it's
get a
not.
headache. Sometimes I don't get a headache. Sometimes I PMS really bad. Sometimes I don't. Like probably is linked to certain things, but there's probably so many different factors. Um, but if you are a little bit more hungry, like honor those cravings. Like sometimes I'll just make my dinner a little bit bigger or my lunch a little bit bigger, or, you know, I'll try not to kind of like have loads of extra snacks that are a little bit less nutritious because I know that's not going to make me feel great. So I'll just have a slightly bigger portion. Like if I've eaten my dinner, I've eaten slowly and mindfully, and I probably sit there for a few minutes. I'm like, I'm still really hungry. Like I might just have a little bit more if I've made a bit extra because my body's clearly telling me something, right? Like I think we
Mm.
still need to slow down and listen to it, but actually I've found like sometimes I'm just really hungry. So my body is obviously saying to me like, you need some more fuel.
Absolutely. Oh, I get it sometimes. Some weeks I feel like I'm a bottomless pit and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, like just get that empty feeling in your chest and you're like, doesn't matter what I eat, I'm still so hungry. I remember actually saying it when we were in Spain, being like, God, I could just eat everything. Like,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, you will sometimes feel like, and like I say, I don't feel like that every week before like I'm due
No.
on, but some weeks, oh my gosh, like you couldn't give me enough food.
Mm.
Um, but then, like you say, it's like bulking things out, making sure you're having enough protein because, again,
Yeah.
protein's going to fill you up. And if you're having like 20 grams of protein, that's not going to help. And you are going to be like, I need more because you haven't had enough. So make sure you're looking at that. And like maybe just eat more. If you can't eat like bigger meals, just have like more little and often. So like have like if you cook your dinner, have half your dinner, say, and then like if you don't mind reheating it later on, if you're still hungry, eat the other half. Like, because some people just can't eat a lot,
Can't
can they?
possibly. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. And I think balancing your meals right is important as well. Like it really is the hunger busting combo. I think I got that from a YouTube channel I watch of a nutritionist. I think she uses that phrase, but it's like literally pairing your protein, your vegetables, your carbs, and your fats all together in one meal really does keep you fuller for longer. So,
Mm.
yeah, on those days, have a little bit more protein. Maybe have like an extra teaspoon of healthy fats or something. Just have those little bit extra of those. Have loads of veg. Like combining all four is really the key to fullness. Um, So if you're only having like your protein and your carbs or your protein and your vegetables, like try adding the other components to it too, because that really will make a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you're looking at your food, if you're just looking at it and going, oh, well, I've got some protein, I've got carbs there. Look, what is your vegetable?
Mm.
Like you just think about those things when you're making your plate because it's so easy just to cook two things and walk away, like because it's quick and easy. What pasta? Say
Like chicken
pasta and
pasta, yeah.
chicken pasta. That's it.
Mm.
Okay, well, why don't you add some leafy greens in there? Why don't you add a pepper in there? Why don't you add some, I don't know,
Mushrooms.
tomatoes, mushrooms, yeah,
Yeah.
onions, whatever it is you like. Can you add it to it? Because it will make a massive difference.
Definitely, definitely. And also the portion will seem so much bigger, right? Like if you added all
Mm.
those veggies in, like you're gonna have a massive bowl of pasta, but actually the pasta's like a normal size and you've just got everything else in there as well. So yeah, it's you can always have like a bit of pesto because that's got some healthy fats in it as a sauce. Like say have some chicken in there, like really, really good balanced meal and it feels like you're eating huge, huge bowl too. So win-win.
And that's the thing, yeah. And make them easy. Like if you were having like, say you like pasta and you couldn't be bothered to cook, like if you cooked enough pasta for the week, you can change the protein on that to mix it
Mm,
up.
yeah,
Right? There's so many different proteins you can put on top of that. You could have like a tuna pasta one day, you could have a chicken pasta one day, you could have salmon on your pasta. You can, there's all these different
meatball
things that you
pasta.
can do. Meatball pasta, like there's so many different things that you can add to it that it doesn't need to be boring.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
I think I've got a couple of things here as well. So in the morning, add berries to like your porridge, for some more anti-inflammatory foods. You could, in the afternoon, you could have like a handful of spinach and berries. Like you can add it into a smoothie if you don't like eating like a lot, or if you
Hmm.
want something extra. And then before bed, you could have a yogurt with some nuts, dark seeds, seeds and dark chocolate is what I meant. So they're good little tips that you could look at doing to get more of your anti-inflammatory foods in.
Yeah, definitely. Great way to just add them into different things. Yeah, for sure. Well, we have got some questions. We have had some questions in, so we might as well go through those and kind of answer some. So the first one was how to eat well when you're hungry but super bloated at the same time. Yeah, that's quite a difficult one, isn't it? Because when you're
Really
feeling
difficult.
bloated, but you actually know that you're hungry, but like you almost feel like there's no room in there. And do you know what? I kind of felt like this the last week because I didn't eat as much vegetables as I usually do. Um, I was just wasn't on point with my nutrition over the last week as I usually am, and I just felt more bloated. It's not actually because of my menstrual cycle. It's just I've just have felt more bloated. So I really
Mm.
feel you with that because sometimes you get to like a mealtime, you're like, I'm kind of hungry, I'm kind of not hungry, and if I eat more, I'm gonna be more bloated. So yeah, it is quite a difficult one.
I suppose you need to look at seeing if you can help the bloat.
Yeah,
So, like, I know w when we worked with Louise, she mentioned, didn't she, like doing like massage in your belly and stuff. I don't know how I feel about that because I don't
yeah,
like
I'm
it
not
when
sure how I
like you
feel
go
about
to
that.
like a full body massage and they're like, "Can I massage your belly?" I'm like, "Absolutely not."
No, it
Like,
just feels
please
weird.
don't. Yeah, they're like, "But it's good for digestion and all this stuff." And actually, I came out of that massage once and my digestion was worse. I was like, "No, not again." But it's supposed to help settle your stomach, isn't it? And again, it's one of those things that might work for some people and more than others. But you could look at maybe giving your belly a massage. And she said something, did she say peppermint tea before? Is it peppermint tea?
Yeah, peppermint tea is one for sure. You got lemon, well, water with lemon. I think lemon like ginger tea, things like that. They're quite good. Um,
Mm,
it depends though, like person to person. I think some people find they really work, some people find they don't. So it's worth definitely
fine.
giving it a try. Yeah, for sure.
It's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Apart from potential bloat if it works.
I think as well,
Um,
like if you are feeling really bloated and you don't think you can face like a full meal, like maybe just try like a light meal, have a smaller meal, like a smoothie or like soups or having some protein with some like some lean protein with some like veggies or something like that. Um, Try cooking them. Don't have the raw veggies as they're a little bit more kind of harder for us to digest. So until the bloating kind of obviously I'm not saying like don't eat for the next few days, but it could be like a couple of days just while the bloat comes down. Like I know for me, just getting back into my normal routine, I can already feel my bloating is starting to ease. So it's maybe just having a few lighter meals and then you'll start to feel it get better. Um, but yeah, staying hydrated, like we said, trying those
hmm,
teas, gentle movement as well, like going for a little walk maybe after you've eaten for sure. I mean, that's good for balancing your blood sugar levels as well, which helps with your energy levels, but that's quite good, I find, for digestion rather than just like sitting down, then you're all like just feel it in your feel it in your belly.
yeah, absolutely. I love going for walks. Not like directly after, but like 10, 15 minutes, let it settle a little bit and then go out for a walk. That I love
Mm,
doing that after dinner.
yeah,
Makes you feel
yeah.
so much better. And like maybe avoid some vegetables as well. So you've got things like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, kale, and Brussels sprouts, which cause more gas, more bloating and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
avoid them whilst you're feeling bloated because they're gonna make you feel worse.
Definitely, definitely. And well, for me, beans are a
Beans.
massive one.
Oh my
Like
God, and me,
black beans, kidney
absolutely.
beans, like you would not want to be in a room with me after I've eaten beans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. As soon as I've had beans and stuff like that, anything like, yeah, that this, oof, stomach's not great.
Yeah, I went to have my lunch today and because I was in the office, I just bought one in. I bought it. It was like a satay chicken with like veggies and rice, and it had beans in it. And I was like, oh no! So I kid you not, I was literally sat there like picking out all the beans because I was like, I can't do that. I can't be sat here and then like, it's not ideal.
No, you can do it in your own home, but not in an
Exactly.
office. Absolutely
No.
not. No, no, that's fair. Yeah, so foods that like make you more bloated and more gassy, maybe just avoid them because they're
Yeah,
not gonna make it any better. They're gonna make you more bloated.
definitely, definitely. And those deep fried foods, ultra processed foods, all of those things are going to make the bloating worse. And foods high in salt as well. Um, things like Chinese takeaway, for example, like that is
Oh my
very high in
God.
salt. Like I'm
Yeah.
bloated for a week after eating that. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? That and sometimes pizza, depending on where you get it from as well. When you wake up in the middle of the
Mm,
night, you're like, oh, I'm so thirsty. Like,
yeah. It's so true. And like I like to have just like a slice of toast for lunch with cottage cheese. Sometimes I'll have like some little bit of smoked salmon on there. I'll have some veggies on the side. But if I was to have like a normal bit of toast, whether it was like brown or white, whatever, I would get bloated and get energy slumps. And I swapped to sourdough ages ago now.
Oh,
And the
so much better.
difference, yeah, your
Mm.
body can just digest it so much better. And I don't get that bloat. I don't get that mid-afternoon slump. It like keeps me going throughout the afternoon. So even little swaps like that can help with bloating too.
Massively. I find like I don't really eat bread just because it gets stuck in my chest when I try and eat it
Mm,
again. But actually, sourdough, not got a problem with that. That's
mm,
absolutely hunky dory. I can eat that and be like, yeah, cool, that's fine. So yeah, definitely a good switch.
yeah.
It might be a little bit more expensive, but definitely nicer on the body. But I don't think it's
Yeah.
that much more to be. No, I don't know. I don't eat. I
I
don't
don't
buy
know.
normal bread, so I wouldn't know.
I think it probably is. I mean, I just get mine from Aldi and I just whack it in the freezer because I do eat it every day, but I have one slice a day. So it
Mm,
usually lasts me like a week and a half or something, or 2 weeks. Um,
yeah, same.
so actually, like, yes, for the size of it and how many slices you get, it probably is a bit more expensive, but it's probably like £1 or £1.10 or something like that. And I just think, well, it's not like ridiculously expensive, is it? Like,
100%.
I appreciate it's just me, because obviously you've got family and stuff, but just keep the sourdough for you, right? Spend that extra bit of money, pop it in the freezer, hide it away from people, and they can eat the other bread.
Exactly. That is the way to go. 100%. 100%. And I think also limiting your fizzy drinks because again that's going to cause bloat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely, definitely. And chewing your food thoroughly. Do you know, I am one for being bad at that, and just slowing down and
Mm.
really chewing your food can actually really help with digestion and stuff too. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
know so many people will sit down for dinner. I'm like, how are you finished already? Like I'm only like halfway through and they've like done it. And I'm like, my mum and dad used to moan because my granddad used to be a slow eater. And they'd be like, you take after your granddad, you take forever, you take so long. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry that I eat slowly, and it's not intentionally, but I'm like, it's obviously better for me, and I know it's better for me anyway. But like when I was younger, I was like, stop picking on me for eating slow. I just like to eat slow, right? Like, but it's one of those things. It's actually good for you. Make sure you're chewing your food and actually
Mm,
tasting it rather than just inhaling it, and then, not enjoying it as much.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, I think that
Cool.
kind of covers that question. I hope that's helped a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Sure, we'll find out.
Yeah. The next
Right.
one we've got is any advice on how to stop binge eating chocolate?
You're asking the wrong people.
Yeah, you are asking the wrong people. Don't have it in the house. Don't. Just don't have it. Don't buy it. Don't have it. Or it will be gone.
Just don't walk down that aisle. Shut your eyes when you walk in the shop. Go round and just don't look at any chocolate. No,
Yeah.
no, no, because that's not going to get you over the binging. Um,
No.
understanding why you're craving the chocolate first, I think, is the first main important one.
Mm, definitely. Like, are you emotional eating? Are you having like a bit of blood sugar crash? Like, is it just a habit? You're used to having it each day? Like, try a bit of journaling. Like, sit down and think about it. Like, maybe it gets to 4 p.m., you're a little bit bored at work, someone's got some chocolates on their desk, or, there's a little bit of chocolate in the fridge and you're trying to get through the afternoon and, you're in that habit or something. Like, is it because you're stressed? Is it because you're bored? Is it because, um, like we say, it's a habit? Like, start to think about why it is that you're getting those cravings.
Yeah, I think I got stuck in a rut for quite a while of being like, when I was tired, I'm like, oh, I need some chocolate to perk me up. I need the sugar. I need to be like, so I'd eat more and then it wouldn't do anything.
Mm,
And that's because I'm actually tired. Like, I don't need the sugar to like
yeah.
boost me up or whatever. I need a nap. Like, I need more sleep. So
Yeah.
now when I get like that, especially like this week, like yesterday, I'm normally like, if I was going to have a period, it would be around like the 11th, which is like now. And I'm like, oh God, I am just so tired. Like, and then yesterday I was like, no, go for a nap. So at like 1:30, I went for a nap. And it was only like 20 minutes. But afterwards I was like, oh, I feel so much better. And then I actually went for a run. And then I felt even better because I
Mm,
just had given myself that time. Whereas like a few years ago, I would have been like, right, go and get me chocolate because I need to stay awake. I don't need to. Like for me personally, I had the time to have a nap, which I know I'm grateful and I'm lucky for. Not everyone gets that. But like instead of turning to sugar, I've realized, okay, no, actually you're tired.
Mm,
Like, so I definitely think understanding why you feel like you're craving it. And obviously, a lot of people say that they crave chocolate when they're on their periods, right?
yeah.
So, which it's a hard one because yes, maybe it is a thing. I don't know because so many people do it, but is it because of your hormones dropping and being all over the place?
Mm.
More likely to be that.
And like you say, like you have less energy, you feel a bit more like blah, don't you? That's the way I kind of put it.
Yeah.
So chocolate is like a quick dopamine hit, isn't it? Like
Hmm.
it makes your brain, if you were like looking at your brain, it would all like light up and be like, oh, it's so happy because I'm gonna say something now which sounds funny, but it's like an orgasm for your brain, right? When you eat chocolate.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
So when you're not feeling very good and you're probably a bit more tired and things like that, like that's gonna give you that instant hit of like ding ding, you feel a bit better, but it's
Hmm.
not actually gonna help you long term. But in that moment, it's gonna give you that fix. So it's probably something to do with that kind of thing. Um,
Absolutely. And I think once you've started eating the chocolate, am I going to answer another question here? Is this going to end up going on to why is it when you eat one bad thing, then you randomly stand and eat everything else? Okay, kind of does like cross over. But like, if you've not eaten like throughout the day and you're not full and your protein's not as high and stuff like that, if you then have got an empty stomach and you eat something like chocolate, it's not going to fill you up.
no,
So you're instantly going to go, oh, I want more of that. And you get the sugar hit and all of that. And then you keep going because you're like, it's not filling you up. Whereas if you're full, say you have like, I don't know, a big meal, you're less likely to binge on loads of stuff. You might have a little bit to go, oh, that satisfies my sweet tooth. But you're
mm,
less likely to go, I need all of these because you're already full.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Or if you do want a bit of chocolate and you are a bit hungry, like pair it with something, like add something to it. Like, can you have some yogurt? I know we kind of say it, but like, yogurt with some chocolate in there, with some berries in
Mhm.
there, maybe a little bit of nut butter or a few nuts or something, like, because then you'll have that and you'll probably feel a lot more full, so then you therefore won't want to just continue binging on chocolate. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I said it in a podcast, but it might have been just when we spoke before, but like in the summer, I love making like a fruit salad. So I'll get like apples, oranges, grapes, cut them all up, put them in a bowl, and then I'll get like a scoop of like caramel ice cream. And I love a cookie, so I'd then crumble a cookie on top. And that would like satisfy me. But because I have such a big bowl of like fruit, I then won't eat like four cookies in the pack. I'll just
Yeah.
have one because I'm like, I actually don't need any more and I feel satisfied because I've had that and a little bit of ice cream with it. Like I feel good.
Mm,
Whereas if I was just to eat one of the cookies, I'd go, God damn, I need another one because I'm
yeah,
not full.
definitely, definitely. So true. Yeah.
So yeah, finding out like, yeah, it's difficult when you start, but like think about what you're doing before you go and binge on that chocolate if that's what you're about to do.
Yes, definitely. Become aware. That's the most important thing. And then, like you say, balance your meals. Make sure you're eating balanced meals so you're full, so then you're not more likely to binge. Or if you do want some chocolate, pair it with something else. Um, I always find as well, like buying the little smaller bars of chocolate. I don't know, something about finishing a bar that's really satisfying. And
Mm,
I find if I have like a small little bar of dark chocolate, I know we had them when we were in Spain as well, and that just makes me feel like, oh, I've eaten a whole bar, but it's like, quite small. Um, Little things like that as well. And I know we were joking at the beginning, but genuinely, like, if I have chocolate in my fridge, I'm probably going to eat it. So I just don't, I have those small bars because I have self-control with those, but I just don't keep loads of stuff in my house because it is really easy to go back for more and go back for more. Um, or put it up somewhere if you have a family, you want a little bit in there, put it somewhere where it's like hard to reach, that it's like not right there looking at you, so it's not at the forefront of your mind as well. Um, yeah, little things like that.
absolutely. And looking at your magnesium levels as well. So I did put this in. This is where we got the question from one of my group chats yesterday, and then it all started pinging off about magnesium. So, magnesium's definitely linked to like well, if you've got a magnesium deficiency, it can be linked with like chocolate and stuff because chocolate has magnesium in. And I actually find that if I eat dark chocolate, like a square of dark chocolate, or like you say, the little dark chocolate bars or whatever, um, I am less likely then to have the milk chocolate.
Mm,
I feel like I don't need the milk chocolate when I've had a bit of that. I feel
yeah.
like because that's got like the magnesium and all of that in, and you get all the nutrients that's in that from it, I always feel satisfied and I'm like, cool. And actually, since I've been taking magnesium tablets, one, my sleep's been better, but two, I used to go through chocolate bars a couple of times a week, like proper like big milk chocolate bars. I don't do
Mm,
that anymore. Like
yeah,
I don't feel like I even need to do that anymore because I don't crave it like I did. So
definitely.
having a look at things like that and like you can look at it. You don't necessarily have to take tablets, but like you could look at having more like dark leafy greens, like bananas and things like that in your diet as well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just yeah, adding more of the foods that have it in and increase your magnesium that way. Or like you say, you take the tablets too, either or a bit of
Yeah,
both. But
or a bit of both.
yeah.
Do them all. Do it all. But I would, for me personally, having magnesium's definitely helped.
Yeah. Yeah. No, perfect. Well, before we ramble on for too much longer, should we do the last question?
Yes, which kind of linked with the last thing.
Mm,
Um, why is it that you eat one bad thing and then you randomly stand and eat everything else? Again,
yeah,
it's similar, quite similar to what we've already said. I think. Um,
definitely. I think it's a bit of like almost like a bit of that self-sabotage as well. Like you'll have something and then you're like, oh fuck it, well I might as well just eat everything then because I failed. Like I don't know, maybe that
mm,
mentality comes into
yeah.
play. I know a lot of people like struggle with that. Um, and oh, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, there.
But it's not ruined anything, right?
No, no,
If you've had one
exactly.
of those things, it doesn't matter. So I was speaking to one of my old clients the other day, and she said to me, she's like, oh, that she struggles because she has like a 45-minute car journey home.
Mm,
And then when she gets home, she just wants to eat everything because she's so hungry by the time she gets home. And I was like, right, like, have you got like grapes or something? Have you got something else there? Because what are you eating? She told me what she was eating. I think it was like chicken pasta for lunch. I can't remember what she had for breakfast, but that's about all I got. She had breakfast and maybe a snack of some sort. Oh,
mm,
she had a pasta and then a Kit Kat. And I was like, cool, that's fine. I said, then what are you eating? And she said she had something planned for dinner which had loads of veggies in. I'm like, cool. But the time scale between them was like a long time.
mm.
And I was like, well, maybe you need something in between, right?
Yeah,
And I said about grapes because I was like, because they're easy to just go and pick, right?
yeah,
She was like, oh, actually, I'm at work and I have got some grapes in the thing. She said, what I'll do is I'll get like a handful of them and I'll put them in the car and I'll have them on the way home.
yeah,
So then, because I said, do you go home and then, like, I don't know, do you eat a bit of bread whilst you're cooking dinner? Do you eat your kids' food, like the rest of it? Like, because to me, it sounds like you're maybe mindlessly eating. You're just picking stuff because you're really hungry, but actually, you're about to have dinner. So, what can you do before that to stop that from happening? Like,
mm,
before that, I walk through the door and I'm like, I need everything. So, yeah, we mentioned having that. I haven't actually asked her. I need to check up on her today to see how that went. But I think
yeah,
being mindful of what you're doing. Because once you start realizing you're doing these things, it can take a while. But once you start realizing, like, it makes a difference. Because, like, a slice of bread's 100 calories, something else is 100 calories. That's only 100 calories. And you don't
exactly.
log any of that, but that's still then an extra 300 calories, which is like half a meal.
Mm, exactly, exactly. And I was looking at one of my clients' um food diaries today, and we are just tracking calories just for a week to see. And she loves to have a little bowl of ice cream, and it was 336 calories in this bowl of ice cream, which she
Wow.
wasn't aware of. And that was the thing. I was like, what is going on here? I need a little bit more evidence. I need some more data to figure out what's going on. And yeah, sometimes there are a lot more calories and things, or like you say, when you're having those few little things together, if you're trying to lose body fat, if that is one of your goals, or you're trying to maintain or get stronger and things like that, all these little things add up and make a difference. So
Hmm.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Sometimes it sounds petty when you like literally log everything you eat, like just to see what you're doing to become more mindful. And you're like, oh, well, I only had a couple of peanuts here and there. But like that couple of peanuts could end up being like a couple of handfuls. And actually, that
Mm,
could be a couple of hundred calories, like you say, that you don't realize you're doing. So the
exactly.
more you can pay attention to what you're doing in the day and when you're getting home, like how can you prevent you from like just getting in and wanting to gorge on and everything? Because I know
Yeah.
I completely understand what it's like. Sometimes I'll do it. I'll go in there and I'll be like, God, I'm so hungry and food's cooking and I just need something. But
Yeah.
like I always just grab some grapes because I know they're not like I'm not going to eat a whole punnet, so they're not going to be loads. There's not going to be loads, but a couple of them just oh, okay, it just satisfies that need to eat sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I suppose as well, like, can you move? I know it's not possible because of work and things like that all the time, but like moving your lunch, or
Mm,
it's even looking at what you're having for lunch. Because if you're having pasta and then a Kit Kat afterwards, like if you haven't had a good bit of protein, a good bit of fats, I know I say this all the time, but your vegetables in there, like for me, and I don't obviously I know everyone's very different, but I will have a mixture of everything at lunchtime. Then I will have a little protein ball that I make afterwards with some fruit. And I honestly am not hungry for like 6, 7 hours after that because I've really just got everything in. I'm just really, really satisfied and full. So it's maybe looking at what you're having and like if you're just having with a pasta, can you add a bit of protein in there? Can you add, extra veggies like we were talking about with a big bowl of pasta? Like, and I appreciate maybe sometimes you might still get hungry on the way home. So like you say, maybe having a snack, maybe having some grapes, having a couple of nuts, not loads because they are a little bit high in calories, but having a combination of a few things could just keep you going a little bit until dinner. And then, like you say, you're not picking it like, oh, I'll just have a slice of toast or have this there. So, yeah, a couple of other ideas as well.
and sometimes sit with that feeling, right? Because you're like, God, I'm really hungry. But you're like, sometimes you can be like, I know sometimes I tell myself, I'm like, literally, it's literally going to be half an hour. Like your food will be done in half an hour. And I have to talk to
Yeah,
myself. But then when I then have my food, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I waited because actually ate it and then I was like, oh, I'm full now. I didn't need something before that. If
yeah,
sometimes your brain is telling you to do something, you're like, no, 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 we will control you. And I know that, again, that's not always possible because I don't always do that. But
yeah,
sometimes I will talk to myself and be like, no, you have got dinner coming. You do not need that. Like,
definitely.
it's just you being like, and wanting to just, yeah, that's how I explain it. That's all I can explain is you being like, like wanting to eat everything. But actually, you do not need to. You just need to
Mm,
think about what you're doing and being mindful.
definitely. And I think as well with snacking, like you have to be really careful because it does spike your blood sugar levels and then actually you can end up craving and wanting more. Like for me, if I have a snack in the afternoon, it throws me off. I feel really like I have like a dip. I then just want to keep on eating. Whereas if I don't eat throughout the afternoon, and that's probably because my body is used to this now, I'll
Mhm.
feel a lot better. So if you're going to have something, just make sure you don't have something that's really sugary, really processed, because you'll probably get that instant high and then you'll just drop again and then you'll probably want something afterwards. So you will end up pecking more. So do be mindful about what you have if you do have that kind of mid up like afternoon snack as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of, just before we go, what kind of things would you pick as a snack, say, if you were going to have one?
I love an energy ball, a protein ball, whatever you want to call them, because I feel like you can get a good mixture. Like this week, I made ones with oats, bit of cocoa powder, some pecans, a little bit of honey, and what else I put in there? A few like little chocolate chips in there. I make all different varieties, but you've got like a bit of protein, a bit of fats in there, a bit of carbs in there. Like it's just quite satisfying, and even have like a bit of fruit with it or something like that as well. Um, like I said before, a little bit of yogurt is really, really good with some fruit in. Um, just a few little, just yeah, just a couple of nuts. Again, don't go wild on the nuts. I think it is about pairing those components together. Won't say it again. Um, I quite like you can get like those that corn, can't you? They're quite good from the supermarkets. Um,
The what?
Have you seen that? Like the corn, I can't, love corn or something like that.
Oh, actually, in Tesco's earlier, I walked past and was like, "What's that?" I didn't actually look at it because I was paying for something, but it was on the thing as I was walking past. I have no idea what it is though.
Yeah, it's basically just like kind of like fried corn. I don't know if it's fried or what it is, but it's quite tasty. They do more different flavors and stuff as well. I suppose it's like a healthier alternative to having like crisps. Um, but veggie sticks with hummus is probably quite a good one.
Mm.
Or like boiled eggs. You could have a couple of boiled eggs with some veggie sticks. Um, Even like a little bit of chicken or something. And they've got those what they call chicken raiders or whatever. I mean, they are a little bit more processed, but they come in a little snack bag, so you know
Hmm.
that's always an option. Um, yeah, can't think of any more off the top of my head, but there's a few there.
Yeah, there is a few there. Absolutely. No, that's good. Yeah, I think, yeah, there's quite a few things you can do, but yeah, work with your cycle. If you feel really bad, have some anti-inflammatory foods. There we go. Boom.
For sure. But yeah, I hope that has kind of answered some of the questions and
Or given some inspiration at
given some
least somewhere.
inspiration. Yeah. I think we say it all the time as well. Like, be kind to yourself. Like, if you do go on a chocolate binge, like, reflect on it. Like, why did I do that? What was going on for me there? Like, was I actually hungry or was I just feeling really low, really sad for some reason? Like, and then maybe make a bit of a plan for next time. Like, if I feel like that again, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to become aware of what's going on. Okay, I'm feeling really lonely. I'm going to give my friend a call or I'm going to do this. Like, I'm not saying you're going to completely change it, for next time, but starting to put these little processes in place. Like, for me, for example, like being at home was quite lonely for me all the time. So now that's why I'm in an office and actually, like, when I do get a little bit bored sometimes, like, oh, I could eat something, but I'm not hungry. It's because I'm just bored and I'm like, want some kind of dopamine hit. And that probably comes from that feeling of like, I'm just sat on my own at home. So now I'm like around people, with people, like those kind of feelings aren't there as much anymore. So probably go a little bit more deep now, but there's all other stuff that like could
Mm.
be going on. It's not necessarily that you are just hungry. They've kind of moved away from the menstrual cycle thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it's all linked, isn't it? Like it
Yeah.
is linked in some way, shape or form. It's just being mindful of what you're doing and why you're eating what you're eating when you're eating it.
Mm.
Well, I'm actually surprised that came out in one because my hormones have been dipping and I haven't been able to speak all week. So the fact that I'm impressed by my self there. Um, but yeah, it is. It's just paying attention, isn't it?
hmm
Paying more attention to you and your body and giving it what it means. And like you say, like if you do have one that night where you actually do eat more chocolate than normal, just be like, okay, cool, that's done. Tomorrow I'm going to eat back how I did. Don't just go, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do that I'm going to just do whatever I want for the whole week. No,
Yeah,
because then that's where you don't see your results.
exactly, exactly. Remember, just one day or one evening is better than a whole week.
Hmm.
Like, if you add the calories up, if
Absolutely.
you were to continue doing that the whole week, like compared to that one evening, it's really that evening's not going to make that much of a difference. So, yeah.
And it's going to be a journey of up downs all the time. You're always going to do
Of
like we
course.
we we still do it. Like,
Yeah,
you're like, oh God, I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. Okay, cool. But you're forever learning. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be like
exactly.
constantly hitting one thing all the time and being like, yeah, oh, I don't know. There'll be an emotion that you're not mindful of or you whatever. It's forever like that. You're never going to hit a perfect thing. I
No,
don't even know what perfect is, but like, yeah.
exactly, exactly. Like, even though me and you have probably got we're quite disciplined people because this is the industry we're in. Like, geez, we still like make mistakes, and yeah, I mean, I still eat more chocolate sometimes than I think that I should do, and things like that because we're only human. And but I think you learn to recover better from that. Like, you don't like I don't have that mentality of like, oh, well, I ate loads of chocolate last night. I'm gonna just try like ruin the week. I'll just wake up and
Mm,
go, here's my breakfast, here's my normal lunch. I'll just continue because we've practiced that over a long period of time. So it does get easier. And like you say,
it does. And if
don't.
you don't do it in one week, like don't not then carry on trying it.
Oh,
Because like you
for
say, just
sure.
there, right? Like my birthday, I had loads of chocolate and for about a month I just gorged on chocolate and I was like, right, sort your fucking shit out. Come on, stop that shit. But I didn't go, do you know what? That was the worst month. I just knew I felt it like not great. But
Yeah.
we still do stuff like that. But then we still get back on track and go, no, do you know what? I'm gonna, like you say, eat my porridge as normal. This is normal. That is what I would normally do because I know
Mm,
that's gonna make me feel better. But we don't then go. do you know what? I'm going to quit forever now because you're never going to get anywhere.
Exactly. And like I was saying in the beginning, like I haven't eaten as well as I usually do over this last week. Last week I've been more bloated, but I'm just like back this week. I'm like, do you know what? I want to get back to my normal eating and having a few more veggies and things like that because that makes me feel so much better. So
Mm.
it actually motivates me to go back to better ways rather than go the other way and then just feel so much worse. Like I don't know about you, but when I go away, I definitely, apart from when we were in Spain, we were good and balanced, I would say, in Spain.
Spain we were, yeah, because we were living there for a month. But
But
when we
yeah,
came back from Madrid, that was not okay.
no, that was not okay. That was not okay. You feel like you need like a full, just in-body like detox, don't you? Like,
Oh my God. He did that and then we went on to Christmas and I was like, I've got to stop this. No, feel horrific.
but yeah, yeah, it's all fun and games.
It is. But like you say, we still do it. You're always gonna, it's always a learning curve. There's always new things that your body like things happens in your body. Like again, your hormones aren't the same every time. The symptoms aren't the same every time. But
Mm,
if you've got a good idea of what is going on, it makes it easier.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I think the moral of the story is eat a lot of whole foods, eat a lot of foods that are in a Mediterranean diet, eat very balanced, eat in moderation. I know it's all boring, blah blah blah, but it's so true. And try and do it most of the time as well. Like obviously you've got little holidays and birthdays and Christmas and things like that, but that is gonna balance your hormones well, along with other things too. But we're talking about nutrition solely, like that is really gonna help you with your hormones for sure. So it is unfortunately just those doing those things consistently. Um, yeah, there's no quick fix. There's no magic food that's just gonna make everything feel better. Like if you have a bit of ginger, you're not just suddenly gonna not feel inflammation. Like you gotta do things consistently and eat well consistently to feel the positive effects of it.
Yeah. And it might be boring, but boring gets you results.
Exactly. It does. It does. Right, I suppose we should leave it there for today because this has been quite a long one.
It has. Jesus. We rambled on there.
We
Oh well,
did. Oh
there we
well.
go.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. And you'll hear us in the next one.
If you've got any questions, contact us at contact empower you fitness. What's our email address?
Yeah, contact empoweryouFitness at gmail.com.
Or give us a message on Instagram
Yeah,
or
pop
the
us a
social
message
media.
wherever.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.